Today on Mother and Baby, I got to spend my day with Mary Ngugi. She is a mother of a 2-year-old boy by the name Telvins. As is the norm, you don't go visiting empty-handed. I had a gift hamper from Unicorn Stable. Hello and welcome. So today we are at Mary's place in Telvins, and we're just here to spend a day with her and see how her day is like with one baby and while she's staying at home during this corona time. How are you
Doing good.
and how is it
The traveling progressing well. We thank God it's far. Oh, what is your name? How old are you? 3. Nikupe nini? Unataka nini? Unataka kula nini? Old.
Mary is a wife, a mother, and a practicing freelance therapist. In our conversation, she indicated that she is available to provide therapeutic services at a fee. Telvin is a wonderful baby boy. His life was normal up to a certain point. Allow me to welcome you to Mother and Baby, where we get to hear Telvin and Mary's story. Hello and welcome to Mother and Baby Show. My name is Maureen Mwangi. This is a show that brings you the journey of motherhood and the challenges that mothers go through with their kids. So today in studio we have a guest by the name Mary Ngugi, and she's going to be talking to us about her child and her motherhood journey. So welcome.
Thank you so much. Hello, my name is Mary Ngugi, and I'm a mother of 1, baby Telvin Wanyoike. He is 2 and 9 months and was born normal, and he was a normal baby. And after that, after 2 days, we went back home. He was okay, grew very well as a normal baby until 16th of February this year. It was on a Sunday morning. We were preparing to go to church, and we noticed Telvin was not well. He woke up crying, and normally Telvins used to wake up, come to me wherever I am, but that time he could not come. He stayed in the bed. When I went to check on him, he was like he was in pain, crying, helpless. And we had to rush him to the hospital with the daddy. So we rushed him to the nearest hospital. And that time, baby Telvin had convulsed. Could not talk, he could not do anything. He was attended to. A CT scan was taken, and it showed the baby was okay. But later in the evening, still on him, they could not handle him anymore. They had to refer us to a bigger hospital. So we went we went very fast with the ambulance actually to that bigger hospital. They attended us, and Telvin had to be put on a machine because he could not breathe, he could not talk, he could not do anything on his own.
So, what are some of the milestones you remember? Like when Tevin turned 3 months, he was playful. When he turned 8 months, he started walking. So,
Yeah.
you can talk to us maybe some of the milestones that are memorable to you.
Yeah, he was okay and champing and very chap boy, talkative, jovial, name it, everything. A normal child that he was until that day when he was put on a machine he was in the machine for 11 days, very weak and very sick. Could not do anything on my own because I was so weak. I didn't know what to say and didn't know what to do on that particular day. It was a very bad day for me. Let me say that. And a very traumatizing.
So this time you take the baby to hospital, and he had started convulsing.
Yes.
And he had passed out.
Yes.
So what was running through your mind when you watched your baby, when you looked at him?
This was the first time I've seen a baby converse. Okay, in the first hospital, the baby was conversing and he had stopped conversing. Then, before they referred us to the other hospital, he started twitching, and they call it scissors. Like he was shaking one side of his body, the left side of his body, the arm, the leg, and the side of the face. And the scissors could not stop. That was on Sunday night, Monday, until Tuesday. They stopped on Tuesday midnight. That's when they stopped. Yeah, and it was so worrying. But the doctors really worked so hard on them, and they made it.
So all this time you are still in hospital, you're not going home?
Yeah, I'm still in the hospital watching over my baby. There's no way I could go home. I was there with him, but that day I had to go home, leave him in the hospital because he was in the machine, then go every morning, leave in the evening. Yeah.
So at this time when you're going back home, do you have an idea of what your baby is suffering from?
I didn't have an idea until they told me it was epilepsy. Epilepsy, it's a prolonged convulsions. That's the name they called it. But with the medicine, it really worked on him. And he was in the machine for 11 days. Though he was in a coma for 5 days, could not talk, could not wake up. It was so bad for us. But thank God on 6th day he woke up.
So for how long was he convulsing? How long were the convulsions?
The convulsions were prolonged. He could not wake up. At the time he started seizures, the convulsions were on throughout until the Tuesday midnight.
Okay. Yes. Were they violent or were they just calm? He would convulse and sleep, or?
Yeah, they converse and sleep. They were not violent, they were calm. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So you can maybe continue telling us now the journey after every day going to the hospital and then coming back.
It was so bad. Going to the hospital in the morning, you don't know what you'll find in the morning with the hospital, what the report they will give you, especially the time the baby was in a coma. When you reach to the hospital, you're threatened, you're scared, you don't know what they will tell you. You go look and watch over your baby. And actually, I could say a lot of prayers. And most of my friends really stood with us. They really prayed for us so very much, especially my church, my family. I thank God for them. Then in the evening, again, leaving my baby in the bed, restless, going back home. The house is quiet. I'm used to see him. It was bad.
Every
time I come back home, could not even have dinner because we don't feel like even having.
And from the routine you describing, it looks like you didn't have even time to go to work. Yes. So you're just at home, whether when you're not in the hospital, you're at home. Yes. So maybe you'd have a lot of thinking to do.
Yes. And actually, most of the time I spend it in the hospital. Yeah, when we come back home in the evening, we come back home, maybe shower, then sleep. Then early in the morning would be in the hospital. We spend the whole day in the hospital until maybe night. That is 10 in the night.
Yeah.
That is when we're coming back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's such an inspiring story and an interesting one at the same time, and a
Yes.
sad one.
It's a
Just to
very
wake up
sad one.
in the morning and find the baby is no longer the same,
Yes.
and you have to start the journey again. Okay. So, but I believe as time went by, maybe you found a solution.
Yes.
So, what did the hospital tell you?
Okay, that is after we left the hospital. We stayed in the hospital for 17 days. That is 11 days in the ICU. Then after few days, like 5 days in the ward. And the baby, what I realized and what the doctor came and told me, that the baby will go back to zero. Like you'll have to teach him how to talk, you have to teach him how to walk, everything. And he was doing all these things on his own before he fell sick. This was so bad for me and I could not handle it. I could cry, but thank God, God gave me strength, came back home. When we left the hospital, Telvin could not talk, could not even, he used to call me, he used to call Papa, the father, and the auntie, the house help who was in the house. But that time, you call him, could not even focus. It was so bad. But after a few days, we got used to, with prayers, encouragement from the people who were coming to visit us in the house. Baby Telvin one day called me mom, and I was so glad and I was so happy. It was after 2 weeks after we left the hospital. Yes. Yeah.
When you found out that the baby could no longer do other things that children were doing, did you take the initiative to expose him outside, bask in the sun, or you kept him in the house?
I kept him in the house because I could not, imagine if the baby used to walk on his own. I could not take him out, but with time, I came to heal. And with time, we started exposing him to the sun, to people, telling people your story, people encouraging you. And with that, I healed.
It helped you.
And it really helped me to heal and to accept what is going on. But I know, and again, Telvin is going through some therapies where they are really helping. We do them once a week.
In the hospital or at home?
No, I called the person at home. I could not take my son to the hospital to expose him again. Then again with this COVID-19, we were so scared of it. But I had to call a person to come home. So he comes home, give him a therapy, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you want to see other children when that time Tevin was ill, or you just wanted to be you and your baby alone?
Yeah, that was a very, very situation, that very bad time. Yeah, I wanted just to be with my baby, just to be with him. Even the daddy, I forgot about him. I was just focused, and even he noticed. Yeah, I was really focusing on Telvin, but he understood. I thank him wherever he is. I thank him so much. He's an understanding husband, a loving husband, because he understood everything and he could tell me, I can see you really focusing on our son. But he was happy.
So how is baby Tevin progressing?
Baby Telvin is progressing so well. Thank God. Before then, he could not sit on his own. He could not talk. He could not do anything on his own. But now, baby Telvin is doing things on his own. He's talking, he's playing, he's doing other things. But the only thing is being left is cannot walk alone. Like again, he will walk again, but not now, with time.
Maybe later.
Maybe a few days now, because we have done enough therapies and it's a good progress.
For how long have you done the therapy?
We've done them like 4 months, once a week, and they are really helpful.
And the medicine he takes?
And the medicines he takes, very expensive, and they're really helping. Yeah.
Does he still go for the clinics?
Yeah, we do. We do checkups every month. Yeah, we have a neurologist who is looking after him, and we are lucky and we are doing well. Yes.
So from his story, I can say maybe if he went back to zero, it means maybe the brain had an issue, or what could be the issue?
Yeah. Actually, they told us the brain had an issue because it was damaged, but it has healed. It almost healed because we can see it.
Have you gone for other scans?
Yes, we done them, and it's a good progress, and it's the positive one. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds interesting and encouraging. If it's something a baby can heal from, and especially if you follow the doctor's instructions.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming
Yes.
to our show. We're very grateful, and we just hope for the best.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch and follow up on how baby Tevin is progressing.
Yeah.
But maybe before we conclude, you can tell us how you're surviving during this COVID-19 time. It's something no one planned for. And so maybe you tell us.
I would say it was so challenging, but we are coping. It is well. And the doctor, let me mention the hospital we went to. We went to the MP and they are very caring and very good to us. And the doctors there, they are really on us. Like this COVID-19, the time we could not even go anywhere because of this situation, the doctor would call me, would check on us each day. I'm grateful to the hospital and I'm grateful to the MPSHA's doctors and the nurses. May the Lord God help them and bless them so much. We are so glad. And again, my family members, they have been there for us. This journey, it has never been easy, but they have been there for us. May God also bless them.
So what will you tell mothers out there, mothers who have kids maybe with the same challenge, or mothers who don't even know which hospital to run to?
Yeah, I would advise them, and I would say this. Mothers, there is God in heaven who healeth, who hears our prayers, who directs our path and orders our steps. Thank God, God directed us to a good hospital. It is all about God. He has really been with us. And whoever is going through a situation, I know one day it shall heal, and one day it shall come to expire. We are so grateful. Thank you.
There you have it, and it's a very inspiring story. It's a story that talks about the journey of a child with a condition that the mother never saw coming. But now with time, the baby has healed and is still in progress of coming back to the baby he was when he was born. Thank you for watching us. And as the show comes to an end, I can only try to fully comprehend what Mary and Telvin have been going through. As a mother, I understand that motherhood is a journey. It is full of unpredictable events. I can only hope that my child and the child of every mother around the world gets to overcome the obstacles they face. May God watch over us.